Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In our last episode, we built the basic structure of our house, but even the best 3D models won't help your client or contractor if it isn't properly documented. Today, we're turning the model into a professional construction drawing using dimensions, text, tags, sheets, and printing, all inside Revit 2026. So once you're ready, let's jump in. Welcome back to the Revit 2026 crash course. If you're following along from episode 2, you should already have your walls, floors, doors, and windows and roofs completed. Today, we'll start using one of Revit's biggest strengths, documentation. Unlike CAD, your drawings update automatically whenever your model changes. Let's see why that's a huge advantage. Almost everything we'll use today lives inside the Annotate tab. Think of this as a place where you communicate your design. Instead of modeling new objects, you'll be adding information that helps people understand the model. Some annotation tools affect only the current view, so while others stay connected to your model and update automatically, understanding the differences is one of the biggest shifts when moving from AutoCAD to Revit. Right. Let's start with dimensions. Choose Align Dimensions, then click the reference you want to measure. Notice how Revit automatically snaps to intelligent reference points like wall faces, wall center lines, and grids. Once you place the dimensions, watch what happens if we move this wall. The dimensions update instantly. That's because Revit dimensions are linked directly to the model, not just drawn on top like traditional CAD dimensions. This means less rework and fewer coordination errors. You'll also notice additional options for angular dimensions, radial dimensions, spot elevations, spot coordinates, and we'll explore some of these in future episodes as well. But for architectural floor plans, Align Dimensions are the ones you'll use most often. One mistake beginners make the most is using detailed lines instead of modeling objects. Detailed lines exist only in the current view. When we switch into 3D view, they disappear. That's because there aren't actually building elements. They use detailed lines only when adding drafting information, not when creating architecture. If something should exist physically, model it. If it's only communicating information, annotate it. Know the difference. Build regions work the same way. They're perfect for diagramming, highlighting areas, or creating drafting graphics. But again, they're only visible in the current 2D view. If you jump into 3D, they might disappear. Right. Quick pause for our architects and firm owners out there. If your deadlines are piling up and you need support with construction documents, we get it. At MGS Global Group, we're architects helping out other architects. And we've been doing this for 18 years, and our team plugs right into your workflow with on-demand project architects specializing in BIM. And we can start in as little as 24 hours. Check us out at mgsglobalgroup.com. Alright, back to the video. Next, let's add text notes. Revit lets you place text with or without leaders. You'll also notice different leader styles, including straight and curved leaders. The one feature many beginners overlook is the background settings. If your text overlaps with other graphics, change the text background from transparent to opaque. That places a white mask behind the note, making it much easier to read without manually editing the drawing. Simple feature, but big difference. This makes a huge improvement for drawing clarity. Now let's add tags. Tags are different from text. Instead of typing information manually, they read data directly from the model. For example, this wall tag automatically displays the wall type, and if we change the wall type, the tag updates immediately. This is why BIM documentation is so powerful. You're documenting information, not rewriting every time something changes. Sometimes, one area needs a closer look. That's where callouts come in. Simply draw around the areas you want to enlarge, and Revit automatically creates a new view for that detail. Instead of redrawing everything, you'll simply create another window into the same model. If your model changes, both views stay synchronized. Right. So once your views are ready, it's time to place them on sheets. Open the project browser, find the sheets, and simply drag your views onto it. Unlike AutoCAD layouts, these viewpoints remain connected onto your live model. If your floor plan updates, your sheet updates too. You can even reposition viewports, adjust crop regions, rename views, and organize your drawings exactly how you want it. And finally, let's export our drawing. In Revit 2026, Autodesk includes our own built-in PDF exporter, so most users no longer need a third-party PDF printer unless their company has a specific workflow. To start, choose your sheet, verify the paper size, review your print settings, and export your PDF. You'll also want to check your line weights before sending drawings to your clients or consultants, because Revit uses object-based line weights instead of CTB files like AutoCAD. Your drawing should already be displayed correctly as long as your template is properly configured. So today, we covered one of the most important parts of working in Revit, turning your model into a construction document. We learned how to add dimensions, create text notes, use model tags, build callout views, organize sheets, export professional PDFs, and now your project isn't just a 3D model, it has become a complete document set. In the next episode, we'll dive into materials, graphics, and realistic presentation views, where we'll make your model look polished while keeping it organized for production. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you get notified every time we post a new video. We now post twice a week, so that's twice as much videos for you to watch on our channel. And if you haven't seen the other episodes so far, check out our playlist on the Revit Crash Course and our old one in the channel. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.